Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
It appears that the TV watchers of America need to be reminded yet again that any fair play you had expected in mainstream media is dead. Your right to not be lied to by the State Department was executed quietly on the floor of the U.S. Congress on July 2, 2013, when the Smith-Mundt Act, essentially an anti-propaganda law signed on January 27, 1948 by President Harry S. Truman, was nullified by the NDAA of 2013. The Smith-Mundt Act was created to wipe out the influence of any communist New World Order infiltration in the U.S. State Department, with a grip on the mind of the average American citizen. In 1948, following the onslaught of the Nazi propaganda machine and the propaganda being doled out to the American people by the United States Office of War Information and World War I's Committee on Public Information, steps were taken by Congress to ensure that the American people would not be affected by a compromised State Department that could easily twist the information being told to the American people for foreign political gain. Congressional committee members were leery of the State Department because, as House Rules Committee Chairman Eugene Cox said, the State Department was chock full of Reds. The Congress of 1948 called for a house cleaning of some folks in the State Department to keep only those people whose first loyalty is to the United States. Fast forward to the Congress in June of 2016, and New World Order propaganda is pouring right out of the State Department in order to complete the New World Order agenda in Eurasia. Kurt Nimmo writes, advocates of illegal military intervention in Syria to force out Bashar al-Assad signed an internal memo protesting the current Obama administration policy, according to a report posted by the Wall Street Journal. The memo, sent by more than 50 rank-and-file officials, calls for a judicious use of standoff and air weapons, which would undergird and drive a more focused and hard-nosed U.S.-led diplomatic process. It was sent through the dissent channel at the State Department. In addition to increased military intervention by the United States, the memo calls for more support for moderate rebel forces fighting against the Syrian government. There are currently few, if any, moderate rebels in Syria. The Free Syrian Army and the other so-called moderate rebels have functioned largely as a public relations front, while the actual fighting is done by al-Nusra and other jihadi groups supported by Saudi Arabia. And now the sycophantic talking heads are following suit, ignoring the monstrous jihad landing on American shores under the cloak of the Obama administration and blaming Donald Trump for ISIS, the one candidate just as concerned about the coming caliphate as a majority of the American people.
The thing about Trump, though, is that he's the recruiter in chief. He is
for ISIS.
He is basically working with ISIS to kill us. They are working together. Every time you go after the Muslims and you talk about how they shouldn't come into the country and how they're all a bunch of whatevers, you are saying to ISIS, make another video to show people who are sympathetic to your cause. And don't think they haven't made many videos showing Donald Trump. He is a dangerous menace to the country.
I'm sorry, Ms. Behart. Obama has brought in over 1 million Muslims during his time in office. And according to a Pew Research poll, 60% of Muslim Americans under the age of 30, jihad age, are more loyal to Islam than America. And Ms. Behart, if you're ignorant on what that means, just ask a Muslim. But here's former CIA Director Leon Panetta to keep the propaganda moving.
He's not only accusing President of the United States of treason and collaborating with the enemy, but in many ways what he's saying about restricting Muslims from coming into this country, doing surveillance on Muslim mosques, is basically aiding and abetting the enemy at a time when we ought to be unifying, working with the Muslim community to try to protect against future attacks.
As we descend headlong into the final stretch of the presidential election, the Infowar is heating up like a white-hot fire poker. The New World Order is manning every cannon on its enemy warship of blatant lies, firing on a diminishing population of gullible minds as a growing majority of Americans' eyes are opening to the horrible truth. John Bound for Infowars.com.
the knowledge of the ancients, tried and true, trusted herbs and extracts fused with the latest nutraceutical science. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend, crafted with over 14 key ancient herbs and extracts to supercharge and prepare your body for what experts admit is the most dangerous season of the year. We have rejected hundreds of other formulations in our quest to bring you what is simply the most powerful and comprehensive proprietary formula that we have ever created in the realm of herbal immunity. For the last 2 years, our team has been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to develop the ultimate nutraceutical formulation. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. Now is the time to secure Ancient Defense for you and your family. Visit ancientdefense.com or call 888-253-3139. That's ancientdefense.com.